You'll do fine, Gemma. Don't worry.
Thank you.
You're an old pro at the gym.
You got this. You got this.
I guess so.
Well, I didn't mean to call you old.
Boy, I'm feeling it already. I turned 41, and now I'm like, I'm too old for TikTok, and like my subscribers are older than me, and they think I'm like a kid, but like for me, I'm old.
You're not old.
That's all right though. That's all right though.
Listen, Gemma, I'm old. I'm actually 69 years old.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
You look like late 50s.
Oh, thank you.
Which I don't think is that old. My husband is about to be 67, and he looks very young too.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he looks very young too. Nobody ever believes how
So
old he is.
he's in the same club as I am.
Yes, he is.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
I mean, and look at Tex. He's like, what? I think you're 19 or so. Tex,
You know what though? You both have very young spirits. I notice with my subscribers too a lot. Like I will think they're much younger than they actually are because when I communicate with them, it's just energetic and it's just feeling them out through like their typing or whatever. And I always think like one lady, I thought she was a 19-year-old girl and she's like 75. It's that the spirit is so young that's how I connect with it.
Oh yeah. And it's just amazing how fast time flies. I mean, it seems like yesterday I was in my 20s, so.
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. A song came on and it gave me a memory of when I was like 27, and I remember thinking, how the F is that so long ago? How did that, like, where did it go? My oldest son is 24 years old, and I look at him and people think he's my brother, and I'm just like, did I sleep for 10 years? And like, I don't know. Hello.
Hello, Danielle.
Hello, nice
Hello.
to meet you. Hello, everybody.
All right.
Nice to be back. Let me just close the window. I have some motorbikes coming by. My neighbor bought a new motorbike, so he shouldn't be actually doing it because we are in suburbs, so there's no bikes around here, but whatever. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Good to see you. I live in a very, very rural area, but there's a lot of homes, so it's residential. But because there's a lot of woods around, people think it's like there's no sidewalks, so they think it's okay to like race. It's the same thing. They don't realize there are houses back in the woods. You can't see them from where the street is. So it's all the time. I just keep my air conditioner on because I get it.
Well, I have the air conditioning on, but for us, we are beside the golf course, so we are very strict, even what we can put in our backyard and everything. So, but he's a young dude, and I guess being in 20s when I look cool. I'm not sure who he wants to impress in here because mostly families, but we've all been at that age, so I understand.
We were just talking about being in our 20s. Right before you popped on, the conversation we were having was about being in our 20s. That's so crazy. You came in and started talking about that.
Yeah.
How old are you, Jay? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
41.
Okay, so we are the same age.
Yes. Awesome.
There we go. Yeah, but I don't find age to be anything that is stopping me to do what I need to do. What I know now, I would never do before.
I agree.
I guess, so I guess that's the life, but it's just my own, like you can say, my own psyche, you become mature. You still make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's perfect, but that's the life, I guess, so.
Well, that's why me and Paul do these shows. We can hang out with young, beautiful women.
I know your game, Tex. It's all right. I got your back.
Oh, Tex is like my brother. I don't have a brother. He's like older brother to me, And Paul is like my best friend and my brother too that I never had. And these two gentlemen I can always count on. I have a wonderful respect for both of them. They're always behind me. They go, Daniel, if you need something, I'm here for you. I love their families. I have a huge admiration for what they do and what they stand for. So,
Oh.
Paul, I know for a while already. Paul is, Paul, just like I said before we start to text. So my textbook now it's with, oh God, I'm getting a brain block. With squad, and it's a squad that is checking the book. And
Oh yeah. Bunch of editors. Yeah.
Yes. So now I put the one that I wrote about my uncle, and you are in those two chapters, and you're also in one of the last chapters that you're gonna love founding about it. I didn't tell you about that one. It's quite surprising. I'm gonna talk over there about when you read it, you're gonna love it. So now, for me and Tex, will be capable of showing that one for sure when we arrive in Texas for that one. So I already have that one 99% already sold, and this one will be ready for September. So
Fantastic.
This is you guys. Nobody knows, because you know how Canada is a little bit different. If it's a story that you make up, it's fine. But if you're doing something connected with history, crime, illnesses, they go deep into the checking.
And so this is your Dracula book, right? Yeah.
Yes. So that one is called The Real Son of a Dragon. So it's a totally different story that the Hollywood said, because I'm sick and tired of Hollywood making up.
Oh my God, I am so done with it. When I was younger, all I wanted was like to be famous. I wanted to be famous and work for the FBI at the same time. I don't know how I was going to pull that off. But I come from a family of criminals, so they were always calling me like a little snitch, and that kind of took away the want for the FBI. But I've always been into, because of my abilities, true crime and all that, and I finally found this amazing community where I can just talk about it and be myself. Because even in my own home, like, my husband does not believe, he doesn't want to hear it. He like kind of mocks me a little bit with it, so I don't bring it up. If there's spirit here, I don't say anything. And then I'll bring it to like the YouTube community, and I found some people too that I just really depend on, and I think it's just like meant to be at this time and place that we've all come together. It has to be.
And that's the life, we are all, I always respect what Paul said. We are always here for the reason. We all make connection. And Tex and I connected accidentally because I was doing a reading from another show, and we became good friends. Like I'm saying, and it's my family loves Tex and Paul very, very much. And entire Tex like a family. They're like my second family, and I really do love it. When one of them is sick, I get really worried. If something happens, any of them, I'm like, you guys okay? I didn't for a long time. Everybody okay? Because it's all about connection, But yeah.
It is. Because without it, I don't know what I would do without it. It's really special. I think it's just really special, these connections that we all make. What's brought us together sometimes is so weird, but at the same time, it's not weird to us. It's just us, like doing what we do, but together. And I think
I was on a show that Danielle used to be on, Spaced Out Radio.
I was on there too. I hosted the night show.
I was on Spaced Out Radio a long time ago. Yeah.
But her and I can't remember the guy's name, but they were interviewing me, and I mentioned having a time loss incident, and Danielle was like, whoa, I'm gonna stop you right there. Something just came to her, and I'm still wrestling with that incident, so I don't.
Was the host Angel Espina?
No, it was James Grand. What was his name, Danielle?
He was totally different too. He was me, Grant, and Nick wasn't there. Yeah, Nick Lillidick was there at that time, and then the other girl, I forgot. She has a lot of issues. Jane something, you know about it. They caught her. She was even high on during the broadcasting. She had lots of issues that shouldn't be on the radio. I'm glad I don't that job anymore. I don't even want to talk about it. That was pretty crazy, because then I'll get a text message in the middle of the day. I'm like, what happened? Why she's behaving that way? I'm like, I'm sorry. By my medical point of view and everything that I do, because my background is medical. You're right. She's listening. I'm like,